Hey everyone, it's Tyler, the Antenna Man, and today I'm going to review this 5-star 4V outdoor antenna. It's a multi-directional antenna in a sleek, low-profile design that claims a 200-mile range. How well does it work? Stay tuned to find out. Like all the YouTubers say, if you are seeing me for the first time, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that little bell icon to receive a notification whenever I post a new video. You definitely want to be updated when I post them because a lot of times they're very useful for cord cutters. I'm always reviewing new antennas, DVRs, amplifiers, and even make videos on general reception tips. So if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So this antenna claims a 200-mile range. I can tell you right now that that is not true. TV signals tend to disappear over the horizon around 80 miles away from the broadcast tower due to the curvature of the Earth. So any antenna that claims beyond a 100-mile range is an exaggeration and, in my opinion, false advertising. Yet if you go on Amazon, there seems to be no limit to what these antenna companies can claim in terms of range. I really wish the Federal Trade Commission would do their job. So the first time I saw this antenna, I noticed something very familiar. The model number is 4V. Now let's think for a second. Where have we heard that model number before? Maybe the Clearstream 4V? This antenna is literally a counterfeit of the Clearstream 4V. Sure, they made smaller bow ties for UHF elements instead of figure 8s, but I can't believe they didn't even bother to change the model number they ripped this antenna off of, 4V. Besides what looks like inferior lower grade materials, the antenna doesn't have a VHF element that's present on the Clearstream 4V. It's very important for an antenna to be VHF capable, as most areas have at least one TV station affiliated with ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox on the VHF band. Now time for everyone's favorite part of the video. Boys and girls, what is VHF and UHF? VHF TV stations broadcast on channels 2 through 13 and typically require a longer antenna element to be picked up, while UHF TV stations broadcast on channels 14 through 36 and are better picked up with smaller antenna elements. On this antenna, these bow ties here are designed for UHF channels 14 through 36, and then there's a non-existent VHF element. There is no VHF element on this antenna designed for channels 2 through 13, unlike on the Clearstream 4V, where there actually is a VHF element. Now, before everyone gets carried away with their local channel numbers, it's very important to understand that most TV stations do not broadcast on a channel number you may know them as. For example, in Philadelphia, there's an NBC 10, and the average person would think they broadcast on channel 10, so they need an antenna with good VHF gain. It actually broadcasts on UHF channel 28. The same is true for most TV stations across the United States and Canada. The current digital TV standard and ATSC 3.0 allows TV stations to broadcast on a different RF channel than what is shown on your TV set. To find out what RF channels your local TV stations broadcast on, go to antennapoint.com, type in your zip code, and you'll be provided with a list of TV stations in your area. Look at the DTV channel for each TV station. You can see in my area, the local NBC 28 actually broadcasts on VHF channel 11. If you want to run a reception report to kind of get an idea on what TV stations may be available in your area, not just based solely on distance, check out the FCC DTV reception maps or rabbitears.info. I attach links to both websites in the description of the video. How well will this antenna work? I tested it out in the same location I tested out various other outdoor antennas to see how it performs. Here are the results from the last 2 antennas I tested out on my YouTube channel. From left to right, you'll see the TV station, the call letters, RF channel the TV station broadcasts on, and the results of the previous 2 antennas I tested out on the YouTube channel. All of these TV stations are about 42 miles away with one mountain ridge between my home and the broadcast towers. You can also see the results of various other outdoor antenna models by checking out my other videos. The signal on CBS3, which broadcasts on UHF channel 30, was about the same on this antenna than the Clearstream 4V and a bit higher than the Clearstream 2V. The signal on NBC10, which broadcasts on UHF channel 28, was a bit lower on this antenna than the Clearstream 4V and about the same as the Clearstream 2V. The signal on WPHL, which broadcasts on UHF channel 17, was also a bit lower on this antenna than the Clearstream 4V and about the same as the 2V. I'm starting to see a trend here. The signal on Fox 29, which broadcasts on UHF channel 31, was, what do you think? A bit lower on this antenna than the Clearstream 4V and about the same as the 2V. This antenna was not able to pick up WHYY, which broadcasts on VHF channel 13, likely because the antenna doesn't have any VHF elements. This is proof you cannot believe the mileage claims on most antennas out there, as we have a 70-mile antenna made by a reputable antenna company performing better than a generic 200-mile antenna. Remember the curvature of the Earth, people. This antenna actually performed pretty well on the UHF band. Not as well as the antenna model it ripped off, but still okay. The problem is that this antenna does not have any VHF elements. Obviously, the Chinese company that made this antenna, or more or less ripped off another American antenna, is not aware of the fact that the United States still and will likely always use the VHF band for TV broadcasts. While there are some higher gain UHF only antenna models out there that I have recommended, there's no excuse to not have VHF elements on a smaller antenna like this. Unless you're in an area with all UHF TV stations, which is not common, I would not recommend this antenna due to lack of VHF capability. This antenna, along with my reviews of other generic antennas, is a prime example of why you shouldn't bargain hunt with antennas. You'll spend more money on junk that doesn't work than you would on one decent antenna. Stick with a reputable antenna company like Channel Master, Winegard, RCA, Televis, and Antennas Direct, especially Antennas Direct because they basically got their products stolen from them. Feel free to use my YouTube channel as a resource to research antennas. I have dozens of indoor and outdoor antenna reviews and will tell you straight up if it's a decent model or not. If you aren't sure what antenna model to purchase, don't guess. You can waste a lot of money that way. Get it right the first time with an antenna recommendation from me on my website at antennamanpa.com. I run a reception report at your location, take a look at the frequencies and signal strength to determine what antenna would work best for you based on my experience testing out over 100 antenna models, many of them junk, and installing them in 4 TV markets. One more note before I go. The 5-star company actually emailed me a few months ago to complain about my review of their Yagi antenna. They claimed that I didn't test it out fairly because the coaxial cable they include was junk, and they've since replaced it. Well, I actually didn't use their junk coaxial cable. I used the same coaxial cable I use on every antenna model. I basically told them, your antenna doesn't work well, and they said, oh, well, it worked just as well as the antenna we copied. That's nice to know. It worked just as well as the antenna you copied. The antenna from a hard-working American antenna company you just copied and then made duplicates of, sold them a little bit cheaper to steal some of their customers. That's very nice. Literally, the goal of this antenna from 5-star was probably to one-up people looking for the Clearstream 4V, and then they see the 200-mile range claim and think, oh, I should get an antenna with 200-mile range instead of 70-mile range, and then they buy this antenna instead of the real antenna. Because of this company, many potential cord cutters who were about to buy the Clearstream 4V might have thought they'd save some money purchasing this and end up with bad reception because it does not have VHF capability. So I'm going to stop talking about this antenna. Man, this video is all over the place. What will I talk about next? Who knows? I should just end it. An additional thanks to everyone who supports me on Patreon or is a member of my YouTube channel. If my videos have helped you cut the cord, or if you just think they're cool and would like to help support them while gaining exclusive perks, such as behind the scenes content, access to my videos ad-free 1 day early, and direct contact with me, visit patreon.com/antennaman or click the join button in this video. If you're on Facebook, you can like my Facebook page at facebook.com/antennamanpa. If you're not on Facebook and would like to receive email updates when I post new videos, feel free to sign up to my email list. I attached a link in the description of the video. Be sure to share some of my videos and my website with friends and family members so they can cut the cord the same way you hopefully did. Stay tuned to my YouTube channel for more cord cutting and antenna related videos, and have an awesome day.